Hello.
How are you?
Very good. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm just gonna turn on my speaker again because I'm hearing some
Of
noise.
course.
Just a second.
No worries. Take your time.
There. That's
Better?
better. Yes,
Excellent.
I think so. Yes. How are you?
Amazing. I'm very good. Thank you. Hope you're extremely well also.
I am. Thank you. It's nice to meet you, Dr. Amir.
I'm very delighted for the opportunity, and I look forward to having an amazing discussion with you.
Me too. I picked up some things from your Akasha, if you'd be willing to
Yeah?
have a
Okay.
listen to what I picked up and just kind of chat about what I've
Yes.
seen. I picked up that you have a rainbow soul, that you have various colors around your soul, and you see different soul frequencies in other people, and you see what's out of balance and what needs to be attuned in the aura and the frequencies. And you do like almost like quantum healing. You pull in the light frequency and you heal on the quantum level what needs healing. So you see things in color, like the organs, the soul frequency. So that's kind of like what your healing is, of how you see healing. You also do find natural portals on the earth. You're a portal finder, and you heal a lot of the damage in the earth grids. You do it both on an energetic scale and physically go around healing spots that have weaknesses. So you've been doing that for about 10 years. I'm picking up that this has been your calling. And you hear the earth's signature and frequency where to go. You also see other worlds and dimensions between the veils of reality. So you've been able to do that since you were 8 years old. And you've expanded that ability quite a bit. And you have higher dimensional frequency shift harmonic tuner. You tune harmonics and frequency in living beings, plants, mushrooms, plants, humans, other planets, and even in inanimate objects. You can sense the molecules, what it calls to you, what asks for healing, it calls to you on that level of the harmonic tuning, and you tune that. So that's the first things I picked up. And then I pick up that you tap into the golden Akasha of the golden ascended masters. You're a weaver of time and space. You create soul worlds for new life forms to inhabit. So you have the ability of world creation, like you literally create new worlds. And for first time souls that want to experience a safe haven in new planets, you create that for them to come in so they don't have to accidentally stumble in 3D worlds if they're not ready for that frequency of experience. The worlds that you create is higher harmonic dimension where they experience a safe 5D or higher dimensional capacity. You help to create those worlds and make sure they're administered correctly in proper frequencies to have a good experience. So you participate in that, and in the golden akasha, in that space of soul creation. I also picked up that you're a dragon being. You hold the energy of a golden and blue silver dragon within your current soul field capacity. So if you've had past lifetimes with dragons, and you have dragon protectors. So that's the other thing that's very strong. And I picked up a Arcturian lifetime that there's currently like blue orbs that follow you and around in this lifetime, and it connects back to the star system of Arcturus. That's very strong in your energy. This and the blue orbs show up physically too, not just energetically.
Yes.
So it's a physical
Yes. Yes.
manifestation of that. And the other thing that I picked up that you're a time walker or a time traveler. You go between timelines and fields of ancestral lineages to heal ancestral issues in people and times and places. And you time travel because you can see the past, the present, and the future. So that's the time walker, time traveler aspect of you. You just see visions of things, and it's a natural ability. You're also a soul dilator. You dial in into people's souls and you see what they need for healing, for clarity, for connection, just human heart connection. And you bring that forward and you help people understand what their needs are. You're also a soul weaver. You create communities of people to gather, to plant food and to plant green things. You have a green thumb with plants, and you create these beautiful, safe communities for people, for yourself and others to gather in. So there's a lot of green plant energy around you always. And you're a dream walker. You see your own dreams and other people's dreams, and you help to for them to understand that. And for yourself, you do dream mapping, you do mind mapping to see the bigger picture. Those were kind of just the things that I saw.
Well, you blew my mind. My esteemed friend, you are spot on everything. It's such a privilege and delight to be in your presence. I feel very blessed, very fortunate. Thank you so very much for this. And yes, just in way of confirmation and basically agreeing with all you have said, I have been consciously aware of this. You're spot on in the fact that I've strengthened a lot of these. And I'd like to share my methodology with you and our potential esteemed audience on how this is done. I focused and dedicated this incarnation to healing work. You see, you know this, I can say for certainty. Again, I haven't tuned into your energy whatsoever, so I'm going to do this in a short bit with your permission. And but being a spirit guide or ascended master, whatever you want to call it, the words are not so important. It is very frustrating. You see, you whisper words of grace and love and healing and support into somebody's ear, and you lift them, you wash them, you elevate them, and 15 minutes later they're back to the old shenanigans. And it reaches a point where you say, oh, God damn it, I'm going there. I'm going in myself. I'm dipping in. And so I think this is what I have chosen, healing. All my previous incarnations have been involved with spirituality, magic, healing work, the esoterics. And I just thought that this is a time where we're leaving as a species the dark ages, the Kali Yuga, the long cycle of darkness. We have perhaps 3 centuries to go before the new golden age begins. And there are so many beautiful, powerful beings right now on Earth. A majority of us are so, that just need this little boop, right? Hey, like a snooker ball. That's the pocket. That's where you need to go. Boop. That's all these guys need. So yes, you're spot on, my dear friend. You are the real deal, and you are very much so a child of the beloved source with no distortion. It is quite evident in your energy also. So my approach to the Akashic records is intertwined with healing work. So people find their way to me. It's basically, I start from the boundaries of physicality and non-physicality, about the soul star level, see if there are any blockages. Usually, and now this will probably resonate with the audience that find their way to this interview, this wonderful discussion. The more powerful the being is, you'd see heavier interference and manipulation with the higher chakras, the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart is almost always damaged in people. Of course, we are divine beings. Loving is within our nature. And so we do get hurt with heartbreak, with loss, with betrayal, and so on. And so every one of these leaves a little chip or crack in the otherwise beautiful, perfect jewel that is the heart. and quite a lot of this comes from other lifetimes. People really need to come to terms with the truth that we are infinite and immortal. We do shed vessels, like we buy a new suit. This is the truth, but a lot of these injuries we carry with us over a long period of time. So that's my approach. And then, of course, it's very interesting that as you remove blockages or break energetic boundaries, i.e. black magic, yes. What can shine through, what becomes evident from the history, from the journey of the soul, becomes clearer. So it's very much like a gentle unwrapping of the person's energy. I like to dig all the way back to a starting point that is relevant for people. For example, where does your soul come from? What is the energy of your soul? What floats your boat, my friend? And without exception, every case the person says, that makes sense. That really is what I enjoy. That's what I've been doing all along. And of course, we all have our intricate and beautiful life plans and life journeys. But how that unfolds is always that's the underlying theme with people. They still do what the soul is here to do. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's how I dig. I find a string and I just keep pulling, see where it leads.
Exactly. And I had watched one of your videos, and your higher self said, you need his permission to connect, to read him, like to actually see what's in your soul field. So it's like, and I thought I'd really like to connect with you, and I'd really like to see what's in your soul field. So it's like, once the permission was given, then I could see those things about you. Before, you have a high protection field around you. So if an Akashic reader tries to read you, anything on the surface, they're not going to see anything until you give permission.
You keep blowing my mind, okay? This is very, very profound and exciting. Well, yes. Hey, by the way, I'd like to share this with our esteemed audience too. Psychic defense, because and I would imagine you would find what I'm going to say also agreeable, that a very small proportion of the population on the planet, and I'm talking probably 3 to 5%, are truly dark. And they're the ones perpetuating this cycle of darkness, all the cruelty and violence and abuse. You see, there is a merit and reason for certain levels of suffering so that we may experience it and learn from it and enhance ourselves. But a lot of what we're seeing now it's way out of proportion. It's turned into pure sadism and cruelty. That's not what the divine plan is. Mm-hmm. You see, and so because of those 3%, and many of them are psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists, the worst of the worst, and the darker entities usually incarnate in such vessels, because then the vessel and the soul are harmonious. There's no struggle. You see, such a soul could not inhabit your body, this genetic combination. The body, the ancestors would fight it.
Yes.
But now take a bloodline who's corrupted and damaged. There's lots of, let's say, soul bonds or ancestral curses, and then that soul comes in. They're good to go. They're happy with that. So the reason I mention this is we have to protect ourselves. And so if you agree, with your permission, I'd like to just share this strategy. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are everywhere. You're infinite. That is the truth. Now, whether your conscious mind acknowledges this or not does not change the truth. So, imagine that you have a house. The way you lay it out, or even for that matter, imagine you step on a piece of land before anybody has exerted their will and created buildings. It's random. The same is true for your astral scenery. It is what it is. You haven't changed it. And so somebody can walk up and access your energy. So I grew up in a very warm climate, the Middle East and Iran. So we have lots of deserts. In deserts, we have quicksand. So I thought, ooh, that's pretty neat. I'm going to create limitless quicksand around me. And so somebody walking in with impure intentions will get caught in. somebody with pure attentions can glide through the surface. But then I thought, well, that's not very practical. Like a fly trap, you end up with lots of corpses. You got to clean the damn thing. So then I turned the quicksand into fire sand, like a self-cleaning oven. Whatever gets trapped gets transmuted and disintegrated. So that worked for a while, and then I had 1 or 2 incursions, psychic attacks, and I thought, oh, well, these guys are flying above the surface. So then I added like octopus trees with tendrils that would grab anything flying in the astral, put it firmly on the surface, and so then the sand and the fire could deal with it. So this is just my example. You can change your scenery, your astral scenery, according to what you like, and place in defenses. You know what? Put a minefield and put barbed wire and put a moat and then put guard towers with machine guns and whatnot, and then, put all sorts of fancy schmancy defense systems. But it's important that you set up and create this. And by the way, you say how you create it. I tell you, the same way you choose to lift your hand up. It is just a matter of will, and it is done. So that defensive strategy seems to work, and the benevolent beings, such as you, that then seek me may not see me. This is something that will definitely help people in their dream time. And many of us come across incursions or violations of our free will in the dreaming world. Many people have recurring nightmares and so on. And so this will most certainly help them. Very, very powerfully so. And it's a passive thing. You don't need to be aware of it. You'll sleep like a baby. All that nonsense will cease.
It was interesting. When I was looking into your field, I saw this golden energy, like gold, surrounding you. And then I saw blue energy surrounding you. I felt the blue energy is your aura, and the golden energy is the protection that you place. And those 2 fields are, I didn't see any quicksand. I didn't see any sand. I just felt these 2 protective layers around you. And once permission was given to interact with your soul frequency, they kind of opened up to see the important things about you that define your joy, your beauty, your soul frequency. And that's what I was allowed to see.
My esteemed friend, the gold, the blue, and the beauty was just a reflection of you. You see, somebody that is less than you approaching would have a very different experience. And so here comes again other subtle layers of, let's say, giving the boundaries of your astral reality a fine polish. So what you saw, that beauty that you are describing, is very much you. Not seeing the quicksand, it didn't need to come into play. So again, you're bestowing this imagery or scenery, intelligence from your infinite being. And people really need to know this. My dear friend, such things are what need to be taught in school, right? Most of the stuff they are teaching children is not very useful. A lot of it is, right? Practical skills, literacy, numeracy, and so on. But this really, we're in a body, we don't know how to use it. And so hopefully, as a result of what people like you and I are doing, this will be incorporated. However, please allow me to bring in a ray of hope and optimism. People are picking up on this. So there's very great emphasis on quote-unquote mindfulness. I work with children nowadays, gifted children, and these little guys, they're lit. These boys and girls, they're tapped in to a degree that my generation was not. I'm incredibly optimistic for our future as a species. And again, there's so much fear and negativity being pumped upon us humankind. But the reason is we're getting stronger. They really need to amp it up. Otherwise, they're losing control, and they are losing control. So all in all, I'm incredibly hopeful.
And your rainbow energy has frequencies that modulate. The colors modulate constantly. And that's another shield around your soul energy, around your aura. So that's the other thing I encountered. These frequencies change and shift, and that's what you're teaching these children, how to modulate their aura shielding, increase that.
Absolutely. Now, I'm so grateful that you are focusing on this and asking this. Thank you. The human is infinite. That's it. And so there are things that are placed upon this infinite soul to allow the simulation that is the matrix to become possible. For example, the chakra system. This is not conducive to the infinite human, but it is the default setting that allows this interaction with the quote-unquote matrix. And later on, it is possible to gently and conclusively remove these from the energy system. I wouldn't recommend it done in a hasty fashion, but it is possible. So this continuous spectrum, like a continuous rainbow, you can't say where one starts and the other ends. That's the correct way. The discrete, say, point, that is very much a mechanical or a statistical, or let's say sampling type of approach to reality, which also indicates the whole thing is generated by AI, computational means, but many people have come to this conclusion. So in order to remove it, something that I found very, very idiot-proof. I can say it's idiot-proof because it worked for me. Okay, so it's mantras, repetition. So there are different levels of consciousness. The lowest, I'm not saying better, I won't use that. Let's say the densest vibration is the conscious mind and the body, the monkey brain. And then we go up the scale of vibration to our infinite super genius, our let's say the God self, infinite self. These are all present. We have to remove barriers from all of these working in harmony, unified consciousness harmonics. And so these mantras, they seep in first level, the conscious mind, the monkey brain, and then goes into the subconscious and unconscious, then the wisdom of the body, emotional body, the scaffolding, energetic scaffolding that allows molecules and atoms to form our limbs and so on. And then we go into different dimensions of our physicality. Well, they are physical, maybe not material, but still in those dimensions they exist. So there's a system called the Kujikiri. It starts focusing on each one of these energy points. And the mantras are pretty simple. So you start, for example, with the root Om Vajra Manataya Swaha. I see everything truthfully. That's it. I see everything truthfully. However, you have to repeat it around 11,000 times. Now, believe me, after all those reps, it's going to seep in. Anything preventing you from seeing truthfully is gone. And then you go up the ladder. Last key is associated with the crown, which is called Zen. But when you complete it, you become a Zen master. Om Arapachana Di. I am the light, I am the void. So complete dark, complete light, and everything in between. So this is very much so a byproduct of that practice. I would strongly recommend people look into this. I teach this, by the way, but they don't have to come to me. You can find resources on YouTube, for goodness sake, mostly associated with the Japanese ninja. Because as warriors, they used this to enhance themselves. They had basically intuitive abilities. That's why they focused on it, because it works. But it is far more ancient than Japan, or India for that matter, or the start of Earth for that matter. I've looked into it. It's a very ancient break out of jail free card, but it's difficult. But that's the approach I've taken. So it's my daily spiritual practice. I've got 2 malas on me right now. So again, the crystals are important. What you have, you imbue this energy in the crystals too, but it seeps into your being. So it's a very, very effective strategy. Probably not the fastest or easiest, but it guarantees results.
And it cleans the energy and the frequency and the vibration, and manifests what you want in your reality as positivity.
Absolutely. You're not leaving any stone unturned. It's very much a meticulous approach. I like to think of it like building a temple. You've got blocks. Every block is a full round of the mala. So you build one with 108 reps of each mantra, one block complete. You do 108 reps, full rounds of the mala for each one of the keys. And then you've got 9 different flavors. So you're constructing a temple or a pyramid with every block detailed. The other thing is you're not... Oh man, this conversation is on fire. So many modalities of spirituality and magic. They focus on loan sharks. You go to another entity or being and ask for help. But guess what? They will help you, but they're going to come knocking on your door for the original plus interest.
Yes.
That's not a good approach. This is just pouring your own energy into a battery. Every time you chant this energy with your consciousness involved, you're pouring into yourself, and it takes a minimum of 3 months. I've been doing it every day for 10 years. So now imagine I've got all this energy needed. So if I need to break something, it doesn't matter if it's one person or 1,000 people. Accumulatively, I've put more energy into my conscious intention than an entire coven. And I'm not owing anyone or anything any energy.
Exactly. I studied white light magic and I studied some dark magic. And there's deities and gods and goddesses, and you can connect to those beings, but asking them for anything is again going to come to you with, but you need to give me back something, and it's 10% something. You have to work it off. So you can learn from them. They can share knowledge with you because they have wisdom, and to come to them for that is okay, to learn, to connect, but not ask anything for them to do for you. You can do it for yourself and as creators and manifestors.
Agreed. I couldn't put it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, would you like me to tune into your energy and see what I can see?
Yes, but I'm looking back into your Arcturian lifetime, and I see you as a waveform. I don't see a body in Arcturus. I see a waveform. What do you remember about that lifetime? I'm just curious.
This is an emotional topic. I have left a family waiting, and the passage of time or eons are not the same in the higher realms. Again, this sequence of existence, the way we experience time, is very much a physical thing. But it is voluntary for a higher good. As you are aware, there are many different species from different dimensions invested in the success of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have had, well, let's put it in this way. I am a member of many of these. Let's not put past and future, because that is an illusion. I'm a member of many of these species, and there is a consensus among many benevolent beings that humanity must succeed because they have come here to experience and grow, and things have gone out of whack. The purpose of Earth and this matrix, I like to call it guaranteed unnatural evolution, meaning that the soul incarnated in this realm is presented with a great variety and richness of experience which does not exist out in the wild or out in nature, so to speak. It's completely artificial. So the amount of hardship and nonsense that we face, this does not occur. I mean, come on, look at the surface of the moon. Nothing's happening. It's down here that all the show is going on. Yes. But then in order to make things as difficult as possible, because there's very much an aspect in this unnatural evolution to create vessels. Mm-hmm. So they brought in the less evolved species to make it even harder, past, let's say, 350,000 years. The reptilians, Draco-reptilians, the Anunnaki, these are not very evolved, but they bring something of great worth to the picture, which is the resilience. And so now that we've been exposed to that and out-evolved it, we've absorbed all their greatness. It is now our greatness. But The unfortunate thing is that many are entangled from many different worlds. And so the Arcturian part is one of the aspects. Another is very much a dragon. I've got Lyran aspects, Andromedan aspects. I have visited these worlds and have great compassion for them. But they have greater compassion for us as humans. And they really admire us. Like, oh my God, look at what these guys are doing. Because we are them, they are us. We aren't aware of who we are, what we can do. We have limited lifespans to figure it out, and then we're wiped clean again. So coming down is just sort of like being a good soldier in a big army.
Yeah, and your soul essence in that Arcturian lifetime is like part of a waveform collective of energy and frequency. Because I don't see a typical physical body. I see waveform beings.
It's not correct. It's not necessary. It's the purest form of many of the evolved Arcturians, those on the High Council. Form is not necessary. After a certain level, omnipotence, presence everywhere in everything is natural. Form becomes a limitation. It's just like coming down to physicality, where in essence everything is built of cells, and by very definition there's a boundary over the cell. So limitation is necessary in certain levels, but after that it just becomes a hindrance. So very much so they're non-corporeal. And then they may choose to embody or present themselves to a human based on their evolutionary history, what they used to be.
Yes.
And if that is not conducive, they may look and peer into the memories and culture of the observer and appear as an angel. Or maybe a little cherub, little goody baby with wings, right? So, but naturally, they do not have form. So you're spot on there. Yeah.
I'm picking up 12 density, that your Arcturian self is 12 density. So, and it's a blue waveform, it's a blue frequency. It can take on corporeal form, but in that existence, you didn't need it.
And there is a sound associated with the blue waveform, which is part of many mantras. The word hum, but the tone you. So this is the blue syllable of creation, and based on that energy, you have many healing modalities like Reiki, but not limited to that.
Exactly, you're spot on. Reiki is about frequency, color, and energetic exchange of vibration throughout the body, the soul, and the quantum. It's all holistic together. It's not one part, it's many parts that come together.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited. It's
It's just such a divine blue frequency of that past life embodied in your physicality. Like your aura is blue, this light blue color. That it's like ringing a bell and the bell chiming with beauty.
Well, thank you. Again, it's a reflection of you, my esteemed friend. I'm but a humble mirror, reflecting to you what you are shining. So yes, thank you very much for this. Thank you.
You don't often get to speak about your own soul creation, your own soul beauty. So this is an honor for me to connect with you on a soul level that's about you, your
Thank
beautiful
you.
creation.
You have blown my mind. You know, I must have been a good boy, because the divine has really gifted me.
You're really humble. You're sincere, and you strive to help people on the soul level. That shines in your soul aura.
You know, I look at it in this way, that I'm not doing anything for anyone. I'm not giving anyone anything. The only part I have is reminding them. Oh, hey dude, hey girl, by the way, check this out. And then they go, oh shit, excuse my language, but oh my god, yeah, oh my, how did I not see this? So you see, and once they see that, they become aware of there is no going back. They're back on their journey. And a lot of time that's how the system is maintained. Many beings will never turn. They will not go evil. They will not compromise their integrity. They will not switch sides. It's impossible to break them. And so this is evident in a lot of healing work that I do, that they get buried. Lots of levels of insulation. I see that like tar. So their light cannot shine and nothing can shine in. Very immense manipulation to their connection to their infinite self above the crown, and then the earth bridge, so they can't connect into the earth.
And I just see as a little boy when you were 8, some being named Arana, female energy, had come in and she shined the light on you and awakened your memories of a galactic being, of who you are. Who is that? That is just...
She visited me from the age of 5 onwards. And the way that this would happen, I had a little windowsill, and my bed basically sideways. So as I was lying down, the first thing I would see when I opened my eyes was this little wisp or shadow of a little cherub with wings. And, well, of course, in the innocence of childhood, I'd have a look and go, I don't know what you are. And then she would giggle. But very much so, it wasn't linguistic. It was pure energy. And what was her name?
Arana, Arana, Arana.
Arana. Okay, now I know her name. I'm gonna hit her up, because I've been calling her and she has not been answering. But yeah, absolutely. That's so amazing that you can see this. What a sweet, pleasant memory. And you see the effect that had for me. This occurred in a time in my life where I still hadn't been fully exposed to our culture, and the magic wasn't beaten out of me like many of us face. Oh no, don't say that. Oh no, don't do that. Oh no, that's crazy. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
But it was so vivid and undeniable. It anchored me into the infinite. I know what I saw. I've got a good memory. I remember this, and so many times I remember distinctly her laughter. So that happened. Okay, and that helped me find my way back around the age of, let's say, 18, where the call became too strong to deny, and then for a while I actually scared the hell out of myself with what I saw. That put me kind of on a little downward spiral, but I found my way eventually. But that was that little, let's say, silk string or spider web cord maintaining connection to the spirit. I'm very grateful to her for that. Without that anchor, without that giggle that I can still hear, I would not have found my way back.
And she feels like a fairy and a childlike presence herself. That just beautiful golden white frequency.
Oh my God.
Shine the light on the child, and the child remembers the childlike wonder, no matter his age. It's like, that's the frequency. That's what she shined on you.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. And
Yeah.
I've never told anybody this. So again, for the esteemed audience that will be seeing this, first of all, you're awesome. I love all of you. Keep being awesome. But this lady right here is the real deal. I put my reputation on the line, and I say this. I have seldom come across anybody with such awareness. So yes, my friend, you are the real deal. Absolutely.
Well,
I've never told anybody this.
And the proper intent has to be there to come with a good frequency, to learn to be open-minded. And again, your higher self is very strong, very protective of you. And it only lets in people of the highest frequency to look at your energy, to look at your Akasha. Otherwise, it's very protected, very, very protected. So
The,
your
the,
once your higher self gave this permission, then only could I see these things. Before I could not.
well, I'm honored and humbled by your kindness, and I'm lost for words pretty much. Thank you. But
Thank you
that
for
you know,
doing what you do.
oh no, it's fun. I'm doing it for the joy and excitement. I don't care about anything else. I'm just being, la di da.
And it's the joy of helping others. That's the childlike energy of your frequency.
I think there is something now to be said about the correction, the awakening, the enlightenment, the ascension, the undoing of the worst of the worst. And the truth is that certain elements have become so distorted and damaged and arrogant, to such a point that when the beloved source of all sources shines upon them pure light and reminds them where they come from, they laugh, they mock it. And so it is necessary for a certain level of disintegration to that extent for whatever remains to be able to join a divine order once again.
Yes.
And so if they see you coming on a white horse with a great spear, they're not going to show who they are. They have to look at you and say, oh, this chap is a pure idiot. I mean, look at him. He's always happy. What the hell is wrong with you? They
Nothing.
don't see it. They don't see it coming. And so a lot of times, the law of karma, cause and effect, has been impeded or locked. It requires a certain violation or abuse of divine law for all that to be unlocked and a stream come in, and then nature takes its course. Mm-hmm. So there is a merit to being hidden or not being seen. Otherwise, they'll be on their best behavior, and it goes on for another 10,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
So comes with this, naturally, an aspect that there is quite a lot of psychic attack, ritual abuse, but then the Most High has the last laugh.
Yes. Mm-hmm,
Like,
indeed.
oh, I told you. I told you.
And it's that divine humbleness vibration that allows to really see the soul aspects. The
But there's a
vibration of that.
beauty in it, my dear friend. You see, those that have gone wrong, 85% of them say, oh, no, yes, of course I want to correct it. And I'm very sorry. So there's a very, very small percentage that are knowingly and willingly doing this, really tiny. And so people would not be surprised who these people are in the quote-unquote real world. Basically gathering unimaginable wealth and power, controlling everything. Just follow the money, what is the expression that is so true. Somebody working in honest living, it cannot amass that kind of wealth. It is abnormal.
And money does not bring you happiness at the end of the day if your soul is not open to happiness.
There's nothing wrong with, say, having good food, having the ability to pay your bills. If you have children, that they get the best education and health care, that you are healthy and comfortable and happy. But there's a limit then that when your needs are met, many people become infected with greed. That is a spiritual disease, which is defined by just desiring more than what you need. And these people, so it's beautiful that it comes to this, they have way more than what they need. They can't use it. It's impossible. Over 1,000 lifetimes you cannot spend it. So yes, these are the people you have to watch out for.
And when you leave this world, all you leave is with your soul. You don't leave with material possessions. So that materialism falls away anyways. And if you've done your soul work, you move smoothly to whatever next transitionary space you want to be in, and you create that yourself. These life reviews, you know, beings appear. I am Jesus. I'm here to give you your life review. Are you really Jesus? And what's this life review? Do I need it or not? Like, question what you're seeing at your end time. Maybe
Yes,
that's not Jesus, and maybe you're not supposed to have this life review.
that is so interesting. And I agree with you, by the way. You see, Jesus, the great, honored, revered, and respected ascended master, Yeshua, is an example of what can be done in human form. But by no means is this esteemed gentleman unique. We've got many people living right now who have reached that level of consciousness, the Christ consciousness. Just an example. Hey, boys and girls, look at what I can do. You can do it better. That's the message.
Mm-hmm.
And so a thing that does come into play is the belief system. These very much so make their way into the energetic components of our being, and they stick with us. And so if you are a certain way when you are in the body, shedding the shell or the suit will make no difference. So if you believe in a certain scenery of hell and heaven, that's what you're creating for yourself. Your ability to manifest is not going away. If anything, it becomes less impeded. So you really do create that.
Yes.
So it's important to look into what we believe. Again, just going back to this evolutionary modality of the Kujikiri, that you really, really go over it thousands of times. Over 100,000 times is the one round of the system. But you're going emphasizing on things like, I see things truthfully, I utilize things correctly, I step above my base nature, I see all things as consciousness, I am free from the boundaries of identity. So these are the mantras, by the way.
Yes.
That is what liberates you. So if you are liberated in body, you are liberated out of body.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an asshole when you're alive, you're an asshole when you're dead.
And then you have to work in yourself to release that energy, to not be like that, and to move on to the higher realms of existence.
Yep. And so many people miss the point. You know, this whole world and the cycle of reincarnation is like a tumble dryer, okay? You're going to spin until you dry. And many people just, they refuse to dry up. So yeah, on goes the cycle.
There's no need to be dehydrated when you can learn the soul vibration, learn your lessons, and be hydrated.
There we go. I mean, why? Why not?
Exactly. You are what you make of yourself, and you can free yourself of any limitations or blockages and manifest a better world for yourself and others.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so something else, I'm guided to say this now. There is no need for worry. Many people will think, oh no, so many years or decades of my life have gone by. What have I done? What have I got to show for it? Where am I going? See, please, 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 shed all of that. This is one of the laws of the universe. If you reach out for the light, it will reach back to you. It is in its nature. There is no other way. All you need is just to silence the mind and open the heart. You got it. You will be washed over by such beauty and bliss and grace straight from the source. You don't need any intermediaries either. This is what you have to believe. It is source reaching out to itself. We are a drop from that mighty ocean, but we are the mighty ocean in one drop. And the sign you will get is tears coming. Tears of joy. Oh, I'm home. Oh my God, I don't want to leave. Every one of us, it doesn't matter in what culture or religion or belief system you are born in. And that is the remedy for everything. I really mean that, to healing, to abundance, to manifestation, to joy, to wisdom, to memories. Reconnecting to source so you remember who you are.
Mm-hmm. And you remembered from young childhood with Arana, that light that shone on you. You remembered your lifetimes from little boy's age, and you took that grace and wisdom and you built that up.
I went wrong for many years. Don't.
Well, well, the human experience is to have an experience and learn what you need to learn and create a better world. It's like, even if you went wrong, you didn't really go wrong. You learned something important.
That is so true. And so, from what I call wrong, you're right. It's not kind of completely wrong. It's that you get a greater appreciation for the immensity of creation. That the word infinity does not quite come into adequacy for describing how massive the reality of things is. How many beings exist in domains or densities lower than Earth? How many above? And so kind of seems like we're in the sweet spot, kind of in the middle. There's a lot below and a lot above, as above, so below. And beings residing in these denser octaves of reality are no better or worse. Same is true for those in, let's say, just because somebody exists in the 12th dimension doesn't make them any better or worse. And the fact is, wherever free will exists, there is possibility for corruption. They're all the same. So it kind of kicked the racism out of me. That just because somebody is of the nature of a fire elemental, called genies or demons, doesn't make them any better or worse than those quote-unquote angelic beings. We have fallen angels and we have demons who pray and praise the prime creator and ascend. They evolve and change. And this is going on
Yes.
constantly.
It's just different species and levels of beings, higher dimension, lower. They all have souls and they all have free will to ascend or descend. You don't judge based on energy or frequency. You get to know the being to learn who they truly are.
I couldn't put it better myself.
Ask and you shall receive, meet and you will meet and greet, as long as you come from divine love, honor, and respect and humbleness to get to know the being. You'll get to know them for who they truly are, not as what they appear or just project for you to see.
True. Absolutely true. Hey, I can't put it better myself. I'm enjoying this conversation. It's amazing.
I've met many galactic beings of various densities, dimensions, and I don't put face value of what I just see or even hear from them. I'm like, I need to get to know you to understand you, because they don't walk in other people's shoes. I don't know what they're feeling until I connect with them and talk telepathically, verbally, whatever, or holographically on a quantum scale, whatever they communicate is getting to know them. That's important. To
Yes.
know the truth of who they
Yes.
are and who you are and how you connect together.
Correct. And not judging an entire group of beings in the same way. There's very much individual free will and they all differ like people.
Yes, even though we are one from source, we are still individuals having our experiences, whether human or different species of beings. We are here to connect, to understand each other, and come in unity, togetherness, and love.
Yes,
That is the connection.
absolutely. Words of truth. Powerful truth.
Our differences do not exclude us from connecting and communicating. It just brings a whole other experience. You can agree to disagree with someone and still be best friends. Different opinions do not stop connection. Because it all comes from here anyway, from source. And that's the unity of consciousness. Souls connecting to souls to form a bridge of connection. And it holds that vibration.
I'm just experiencing bliss. It's so refreshing.
And it always comes from a place of humbleness.
Yeah, I agree. You got to be humble, otherwise you're going to miss out on many amazing things.
Exactly. That's what I've learned in this human life Always be humble and always be open to looking at things in a different way, no matter what comes to you. That's the blessing. And
Fixing
that's
my
the
camera
miracle.
goes all out of whack. When I
I
get
think
happy,
that
yeah,
energy and
that
joy.
you know I'm like a dog. You know when I'm happy, I wag my tail, so I get this little.
It's
If
okay.
I'm
It's the frequency. It's that frequency. Technology sometimes doesn't move at the same light speed as we do, and it needs to catch back up with us.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and also you've probably realized this too. When you're doing something very profound or important, technology starts messing up. A Zoom call will drop, something will stop working.
Well, I always try to hold the frequency of togetherness, even for the technology, just that energy. You will not drop anything. You will hold the communication and the connection. You manifest it working, no matter what your energy is projecting.
Understood. Understood. Oh, thank you for that.
I hold it together, do not disconnect. That's what I always like. I'm allergic to Palo Santo, so I can't light it
Oh, oh yes.
when I go into sessions, but I'm like, I hold safe space, I hold good energy for a positive, safe experience. And that is the Palo Santo energetically.
Yes.
Hold the frequency, hold the good thought, and it protects you and it really connects you to healing, love, and connection. That I can't light it and smudge, but I can create that same field of energy by just holding the frequency of healing and protection.
Yes. It's you're doing exactly what all this psychodrama and theatrics are meant to do. So you're going straight to it and switching it on. Okay, protection, healing. And we often do see this at the beginning of any modality. There's so many tools and instruments. Let's take the example of using tarot cards. So somebody comes in and looks at all these pictures and then starts reading the book, and then they get better and better, but then they reach a point where they don't need the cards anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's very much so for the benefit of the client.
Yes.
They know what's up, but they got to go through the motions. They already know what's coming.
And I studied tarot and I love the symbology and I love the cards, but flipping them too much takes too much time. Shuffle the deck, let the client choose, then open it up and look psychically in the significance, the symbology. I could do it, but it takes too much time. So I
Yep.
love the cards and I respect tarot readers who do
Yes.
this. For me, I like to go straight to the source of the soul. If you give permission, connect to the soul, not the outer aura, to the soul frequency. Tap that, go into the Akasha, go into the field, and tell you what is, what exists in your own soul, and talk to you about what you need to help you. I like the directness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there are different grades of everything. There are
Yes.
many that just focus on, did he or she cheat on you? Oh, are you going to get a better pay or whatnot? People are still, looking at spirituality as a means to an end. Money and sex. They don't really get it. But well, I suppose we've all had those lifetimes when we were learning and ascending. I wish them all the absolute best on their journey and a speedy ascension.
And some people ask me, am I going to get that job? What's my future? And I say, this is what I see as a possibility in your future. At any moment, this can change, this can improve, and you're not limited or bound by that future event. So, and I see different paths of what can happen and where your directions go. So I give the bigger picture, and the future will take care of itself always. For those that want to know about jobs, about whether my husband is good for me or not, whether cheating happened or not. Things happen for a reason, and it's good to learn about these things, but not dwell on that reality because you can change that at any time. If you don't want to be with a person who does something, you can change the reality and manifest a better person to come into your life
Yes.
where there's no cheating and there's no hiding things because that person is at a better soul level frequency that they're not going to do this to you. to match your soul frequency of where you are to somebody who matches your soul frequency. So that doesn't happen. Because that person who's doing the cheating is at a lower vibration, or they don't feel comfortable with something. That's why they're doing that in the first place.
Yes. Yes, completely true. Completely true.
And not blaming yourself that they cheated on you because there's something wrong with you. It's not you, it's them.
Correct. Correct.
And
yes.
Communication, they're afraid to say something because they don't know how to say it. So they do something that is hoping for the better, hoping to find a solution for their own problems. But they're just doing something outside of themselves that they might later figure out, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. There could have been a better way. And so they learn later.
Correct. Yes. So there is a gentle wisdom behind all of this.
Yes. There's always a reason why somebody does something, of what's happening to them. And sometimes you got to let them learn and just go through the process and not even blame them for what happened, and let them go and let yourself find what you need for your soul happiness and well-being, and not dwell on the past.
There is in complete agreement with what you just said. There's something that is very helpful, especially after we shed the vessel. It's a small little chant or saying, I release and let go of everyone and everything. There's no attachment to anything or anyone. It's so liberating. And that includes any senses of betrayal or anger or sadness. These do not serve us. So beyond the wisdom of, okay, I could have chosen better, or okay, perhaps if I would have done things in this way, I wouldn't have been exposed to such and such. But that's the purpose for us learning, receiving the experience of being betrayed, and then you learn to conduct yourself in a different way, so the probability of this is less. And that's the purpose. We learn better. But yes, that detachment and releasing of heavy energies, that which we call forgiveness, is only for us. You know, there's a cause and effect. Somebody that does something will absolutely face the consequences of choices and actions, such as the nature of this reality and this world. So for us, releasing means, okay, I don't care. I'm good. And you are good.
And then you don't hold that trauma, karma, and heavy load anymore. You're free to walk into your own future, light and energetic, to attract a better soulmate, to attract a happier life, a happier career, because you're manifesting better energy than what you had before.
Agreed.
That's one of the earth laws of help yourself so you're not stuck in the old stuff.
So that is so true. And it reminds me of a very dangerous distortion that exists in the idea of what love is. So my understanding is love in its entirety is self-love. You're pouring into you. It's one of your vital life forces. And then once you love yourself, you will behave correctly. You will treat others correctly. There's no need for any rules or contracts or regulations. You will treat people and other things lovingly, because that is what you are. So the distortion is that you must give a certain amount of this and it must be reciprocated equally. That almost never occurs.
Yeah, and people say, I've given unconditional love to so-and-so and they don't reciprocate. I'm like, why do you give unconditional love? Why don't you love yourself unconditionally first? And then people will see that and give you unconditional love, because you shine that from your soul and they'll feel it or sense it.
Yes, we need to start with self-love. And if there's an overflow, which there will be, then you treat others correctly. And if they do not treat you correctly, you love yourself enough to say, oh, no, thank you. This is not for me. Respectfully disentangle.
Exactly. And don't dwell on it, the why, the how.
Yeah.
If it's meant to be, it is reciprocated. If not, just move on and love yourself, and you'll find that love with somebody else who energetically feels that, vibrates that, and you two will connect.
Absolutely. Like we have both connected, right?
Yes,
There's very
yes.
much a energetic match. I mean, wow. So yes, that is, see, this is in point of fact a great example of this. An alignment in motivation and life paths and energy. And it seems we're agreeing on pretty much everything out of our own unique journey. We seem to
Yes.
have come to similar conclusions about what this whole thing is about.
Yes, similar. The energy is good. I felt from you when the higher self, your higher self, allowed me to connect. I felt the very divine, loving, humble energy. And it's like that's safe energy for me to connect with and talk to you and just feel this divine love.
Thank you. Likewise, I'm just smiling nonstop. This is one of the most enjoyable conversations I've had in a very long time.
Well, it's honest and it's pure and it comes from the heart. That's what this connection is.
Yep.
And I feel safe to share with you what I saw in your soul field, what I saw from your Akasha. And I only share it with people who I feel safe with.
Yes. Yes, that is so true. Sometimes people can't handle it. It's too much. The ego and the programming kicks in, and they start just losing it pretty much. They can't accept who they are, what they are, and they start reacting in less than positive ways. So you're absolutely right there.
Mm-hmm. And I have the confidence in myself to hear from others what they sense about me too. I'm always like, keep an open mind. Nothing can hurt me and nothing can change who I am. And if something comes through from others that I need to know about and hear, I'll consider it and keep an open mind to it.
Yes.
It's the
Yes.
free will choice to connect and figure it out.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
Uh,
So if there's anything you're getting from me, I am
okay.
open
Oh,
to
thank
you.
you. Well, you just read my mind. Okay, okay. So, with your permission, may I go through the motions?
Yes, of course.
Excellent. Okay, so I've developed a little protocol. So, again, the cleansing, symbolic, but also alchemical. Let's do some Palo Santo or sage or
Mhm.
whatever you have. It's the smoke, the element of fire transmuting and carrying, intention of purity, of love and healing, and embodying the beloved source of all sources. There is something to be said about shamanic practices, the whole psychodrama and the way they present themselves. It's good for basically setting the scene both for the practitioner and for the person receiving the healing. Ah, amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to use the singing bowl, additional cleansing, but it will help me connect to you further and get some initial images. Everything everywhere. Everything everywhere. And this is who you are, embodied from the densest, most extreme pole, which is divine, to the lightest, most evolved pole, which is divine, and everything in between. This is who you are. And then when needed comes a explosion. Boom. A supernova. Because in the path of natural circulation of consciousness, sometimes there are obstructions that require a being like you to go. boom, and open up the path so divine evolution of consciousness, of life in all domains may continue unobstructed. And there is an energy much revered by many that symbolizes this energy, which is Ganesha, which is the remover of obstacles. And so that is what I would liken your energy to. I would not be surprised if you have had a hand in interacting with people in such a way so that this whole energy acquires its name, the Ganesha. Again, being the Ganapati, raised by the Gana, fire elementals, beloved by them, and then traveling and living among humans, beloved by them, and then ascending to divine heights, beloved by the divine. And that is the everything everywhere part. Very much so, that energy of removing of obstacles, with the merit of when the higher, more ascended faculties are in control and we are not ruled by our base nature, naturally obstacles are removed. So it is not a violent or aggressive boom or explosion. It is very much so, hey, this is the ascended way, higher point of view, shining that piece or that key that beautifully fits into the lock and unlocks it. So people coming into contact with you, you unlock whatever is in their way. Just with a key. A key is a perfect symbology of the perfect combination and solution for whatever's not doing what it's supposed to do. You're that key, the intelligent divine key, and your gracious, loving service is not limited to people, meaning humans. Many come to you. There is a long line of people and things waiting for you to go home. Boom, 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 boom. Yay, freedom. And then they're on their journey of ascension back to source. And then once they reach source, they say, well, who am I? What am I? I wish to experience myself down to the very basics. What is it to be the void? What is it to be sound? What is it to be light? Oh, let's try being the energy of water, of air. Oh, let's try being an atom, molecule. Oh, I want to be a crystal. See, you're present in all of these. And so your solution, your key to evolution, I would like to now upgrade my definition. Key to evolution. For all sentient kind, for all places where consciousness exists, you are the key to evolution. And based on merit, you would judge and evaluate righteously the condition and press the button for that process to organically unfold, like a seed in the correct conditions, cracking the shell, sprouting roots and starting to grow. So in that sense, you are very much a guardian, a gatekeeper between levels, making sure that things are done correctly based on the rules of the Most High, that someone who has not yet learned what they need to learn and acquired the tools and wisdom that they require for greater levels of expansion do not make it through. And so that would mean that you also have a counterpart that would have the role of undoing those who cheat the system. Somebody ascends through technology or through deception. This does occur, that they are brought back down to their righteous position. There is no cruelty in this. So that, hey, you skipped 5 stages. This is causing immense harm, including to yourself. Back down you go. You need to learn, and this is divine blessing. And so that's the initial imagery.
Very correct.
much so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Oh wow. Yes, yes, very clear. But see the and again I'm getting goosebumps as I'm tuning into your energy. It is very, very non-biased. So the same temperament that you're holding in the human form in this body, which is so calm and chill and logical, every word is pronounced correctly with the proper intonation and timing. That is your energy, very much so. When somebody is exposed to this stream of consciousness, first of all, it calms them down, brings them to a state of balance. So any distortion or anxiety is removed. And then they start slowly absorbing because the tempo or the strength of the stream is appropriate, optimized for the recipient. And it will fit. Now, whether the verdict is, okay, you need to cook for a little longer, or no, you're right, you're just done, or oh dear, you've cooked too much, up you go 2 levels, right? They will accept it because they see that within you there is no selfishness, there is no bias. It is straight from the divine, and this is recognized in many levels by people who are exposed to your energy. Yay. Okay.
I've overcome many biases in being horribly biased to being non-biased, to be calm and chill. So I've worked through those dense fields to be here and to help others to be that way as well. And I can be honest that I've been very biased in the past. So I've overcome that and just worked on ascending to be the purest form that I can be, to
But
not hold that frequency.
my dear friend, you are very much at that point. And of course, in the human form, it takes a while. We know this. But hey, mission accomplished.
And
Yay.
it's made me lighter, and it's actually made me happier not to hold those dense energies. Moksha, ascension, letting go of what does not serve you, and being your purest form, that humbleness, holding that humble feeling, what
Yes.
helps me not to be biased, not to take
It is,
judgment on anything or anyone.
it is the source of greatest power and liberation, where we come to shed all levels of identity and ego completely. Like there is no me, there is no this body, there is no this here and now, there is nothing but the beloved source. And in that place, everything, forces of nature are us. So it is a very powerful place to be. Initial reading, I think I've tried my best to describe. And so now
Yes.
with the energetic structure of the vessel, with the genetic lines that have combined, I'd like to ask for your permission and have a look through the system. You've got
Yes, of course.
upgrades. You have upgrades awaiting. Now, before you chose incarnation on Earth, you have seen, let's say, every single one of them, different stages of humanity and the bodies you come into. And in advance, you have placed within the library of life certain design upgrades that would facilitate a greater success in what you do. Okay, Soul Star. Oh boy, you're tapped in, my friend. Well, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Between Soul Star and Crown, bridge can be expanded even further. Would you like to expand the amount of light you can pull in from your infinite soul?
Sure.
Okay. Clearing, like maybe 0.1% clearing required. So the bridge is well traveled. There is no stagnancy for dust to settle, but a tiny amount. So using Sequoia, clearing some universes are in chaos. And as a result of your presence everywhere, that has affected those local branches. Let's clear those. All else, Soul Star, thumbs up, perfect. bridge coming down, clearing. That didn't take long, and just pulling out what we broke up into the consistency of fine dry sand with obsidian. Cleansed, charged, ready to go. Clearing the effects of the universes in chaos. Soul star clear perfectly. Bridge perfectly clear. And now, so from the beloved source of all sources and your infinite soul, I am calling forth fresh light, never used, never circulated, never recycled, for the purpose of expanding and strengthening the soul bridge. And so pulling in light, every photon circulating down and entering through the crown leaves in its wake a trail of light. And so strengthening 45, 50%, 60%, 70, 80. Bridge completed. This is again part of the conditions of physicality where the soul bridge and earth bridge are severed at birth. Now, without this, would it have made any difference? Nah, you're good. This is just having, let's say, an extra lane in your highway. Okay, now looking at the crown. We pushed some dust from the bridge upon the crown. Let me just clear. Pulling out the sand. Crown itself, shiny. I mean literally shiny. Good, calm mind, in control of reality in all its infinity. Hey, good, just good. Third eye, good. Tiny bit of clearance. Third eye. It's easy working with you. Yeah, you take good care of yourself.
I clean every day.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. Like I'm coming, looking around, finding nothing, pretty much. So yeah, a tiny amount. Again, as we've pushed stuff around, we've raised a little dust. I'm just making sure that as I have entered into a pristine environment, thus I leave it in the same way. Okay, tiny little bit of dust around the third eye. Good, that didn't take anything. Third eye clear. Going back of the head, jade gate. Okay, this is one of the centers where you have a upgraded design for yourself. So already you are pretty much tapped into other aspects of your infinite soul, which they may be called guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and so on. That is not the issue. The issue is that there is so much more available. More streams for the benefit of the conscious mind and the physical body. And this is one of the designs that's available to you. Would you like to receive?
Sure. Okay.
And so, out of the purest reverence and respect, I place for you a backup in reality at any point. If you wish to revert back to the original, you may just do so by wishing so. And so, hey, have a test drive, see if you like it. I think you will. Okay. Opening a portal to the divine library of life. Entering, respectfully announcing my presence. And this is quite unusual. What I'm perceiving, the entire staff of this divine library are in their best attire, formal clothing, and they are standing in attention. Usually they treat me very rudely, like take your stuff and get the hell out. But in this situation, they're all standing to attention, and they've got this complex, energy complex, consciousness complex on a tray. And this is all you, my friend. It has nothing to do with me. The reverence is yours. So, connecting, opening a portal, connecting to the soul star with reverence, both hands, so to speak, picking up the design. Let's start the stream of the download, going through, starting, it's now entering through the crown, going to the back of the head, your jade gate, already washed out the old structure completely. We're at 15% complete, encouraging the unobstructed and pure flow of information into the Jade Gate. 30%. This is a big one. This is a lot of information coming in. 40%. Thank you for your patience. Bear with me. 55. 60. 70. 90. And we are complete. Respectfully stepping out of the library of life, closing the portal and disconnecting the other end from your soul star. Now let's give it some energy. Cedar, divine masculine, pumping it up so it starts unfolding and integrating into your energy structure. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. It just started expanding. So the normal way I perceive the Jade Gate is a spiral pointing out about a foot backwards. This is many of them. Many of them going everywhere. Not just behind the way I perceive this usually. It's going in every direction. And reaching a lot further than usual. So very much so, as advertised, this is what it is doing or designed to do. Integration with the rest of your energy. It still hasn't switched on. Let's pull in light and charge it up. I'm not going to pass over this until I'm perfectly certain it is doing what it's intended to do correctly. Okay, pulling in even more light from the branches of the soul star over the bridge. Okay, that's why the bridge needed to be strengthened. Also coming into the crown, washing over third eye, and now streaming into this new device. Let's keep charging it. Okay, it's waking up for you. Now light is pouring out of these extensions, these like little vortices going everywhere, connecting to many different places. Online in perfection. So whatever you had in terms of access to libraries, now they are not limited to the libraries associated with this universe. That was you have pushed the human vessel to the limit of what it can do by default design. And so therefore you have seen this incarnation that yes, you're going to reach that stage, and now it would benefit you accessing libraries of other locations too. You're going to be quite busy. People are going to come, hey, what's up? Hello, we're from such and such location. But it won't be a burden because this device has its own sentience, very much so. So it won't be a burden upon the conscious mind and the way you conduct your life. So massive upgrade. And I haven't seen this one before. Very interesting tech. Perfect.
Is it energetic or is it like a device? Is this an energy frequency or what kind of a device?
I see consciousness as technology. It's an upgrade to the energetic structure, your energetic structure. So what would be associated with a receiver? Let's say decoding of information, demodulation, translation, interpretation, pattern recognition. So all those features are part of this structure. And so what you would have been in range of receiving would have been this local universe. And so now it's just basically upgrading the capacity of all those other functions that I named and increasing the range of where information can come from other aspects of you, benevolent, which would serve you. So you need the memories of a certain race who have lived, evolved, and ascended in 3 universes above. That will serve a certain purpose here now because the example is relevant. That is now within reach. You're going to pull in knowingly from where it is to. perhaps with the names of the races, the people, and what the wisdom of their story is.
And I'm seeing like fire and lava around you. Are you doing some kind of healing with fire and lava in a place that needs recalibrating?
This world.
Yes, this world. Somewhere where there's a weakness, where there's lava flow and fire and volcano.
The core. The core of this world.
Because
So now that
you're
you
meant
say,
to do something with it.
the core is agitated, angry, pulling in from the surface and its natural grids the energy of turmoil and suffering. Let's just soothe it with some feminine energy, like a mother rocking her baby. So Magnolia, focusing on the core, soothing the anger, because left unchecked, that'll cause volcanic eruptions or earthquakes. Wow, weewa. Jade Gate good. Jade Gate good, better than good. So the backup, or let's say the enhancement you've left behind, is in place. Done so correctly. It is all good. So pulling in more light into Soul Star, over bridge, crown, third eye, Jade Gate, yes. Throat good. Higher heart good. Surprising. There's an well, this is very surprising. Higher heart, there's an upgraded design for you. Again, this is the unconditional, say, divine love, right? And you have reached the limit of what the default factory structure of the human body can do. An enhancement for the higher heart. By the way, heart is good. You've cleaned, you've dealt with everything. So there's just an upgrade for the higher heart. Do you wish to receive?
Sure.
Fantastic. So again, out of pure and unconditional respect and reverence for you, setting a backup in consciousness, in time and space and location, so that if you wish to revert to how it is now, you just do so consciously, or rather back and forth according to your will. So also have a test drive, see how you like it. Opening a portal to the library of life, the divine library, entering same setting, different presentation. This is significantly larger than the previous design. And so let's open a portal, connect to your soul star. It feels heavy. The best way I can describe is like I'm lifting a torpedo. If you've ever seen movies with submarines, these things are large, like many tons. This is a large device, and this is the higher heart. So again, the gentle rose quartz color and all that, with that love, warm energy, but it is massive. Okay, carefully moving it towards the edges of the portal, starting the download process, connecting to the soul star and starting the stream of information. Okay, so the typical human size higher heart is about the size of a ping pong ball. And now you're getting a torpedo. So starting the download. Okay, old structure washed away. Now we're starting filling up and enhancing. The orientation is elongated, as in the entire body stood upright, is encompassed within this higher heart. So it is very much so going to benefit every cell in your own body too. And this is the love that lies at the foundation of all creation. So it's going to wash every cell in the body, every string of energy, every iota of consciousness. So any genetic things, this is going to be corrected. I would not be surprised if you live healthily into your 90s or pass into 100s. So such is the nature of this, benefiting for now just you. Okay, elongating this already covered the extension of the head. Now it's growing downwards. And although there is a lot of information coming in, it's moving very smoothly and fast. Now past the root, moving towards the knees. So it is like an ellipse, an elongated ellipse, where the entire vessel is fitting within it, but yet anchored where the... So yes, ellipse would be an accurate mathematical description. And so if that is one of the energetic points, the other one would be in the sacral. So the higher heart is one of the focal points, the sacral is the other. And so then with equal balance above here and below the sacral is covering all the way, incorporating the soul bridge too. Very impressive. So, okay, download is completed. With gratitude and respect, leaving the library of life, closing the portal behind me, disconnecting from your soul star, coming back to the here and now. It's online, it's doing its thing, doesn't need anything. Okay, very impressive. So now stepping back, observing your field, there is this gentle, I'm going to call it baby pink, soft pink boundary underneath all the other layers. So closest to you, this would be the first level out, which is the boundaries of this new structure. So let's just, so how can I describe this? Compare the mass of a ping pong ball and the mass of a torpedo, both made from the same essence, but now there is a lot more of it. So it hasn't been a modification, rather an increase. So more
an energy upgrade, like an upgrade.
You can now emanate a lot more. And this is primary recipient of the benefits is you. The vessel, the energy system, what comes into the consciousness is just being enhanced by this loving energy, but it is most conducive to your non-physical work. Because as I mentioned, you're helping many more than just humans. And some of them need that little extra oomph to kickstart their evolution. This is now right in line with the mission, unlocking, evolving, gently evaluating and ascending, opening the doors. So you can evolve and ascend greater consciousness all the way up. Higher heart, thumbs up. I've never seen anything like this one either. Okay, heart, good. Solar plexus, good. Sacral, good. It's changing the way these centers are working and interacting with each other too. So they're being nourished in a very unique way by this increased flow of divine love. Root, good. No harvesting. Hey, thumbs up. Into the sides, moving into the hips, down into the legs, connection to earth, extremely good. Earth star, powerful. Earth bridge could benefit from a gentle cleanse. I think we've kicked some dust up, and also the bridge is at 60%. It would be good if there's no bottleneck in the flow. So you want to get lots of light in, unobstructed, anchor into the earth. Okay, so let's gently clean what we've brought up to the surface. So from about knee level to about a foot underneath the base of your feet. That's the location I'm focusing on, clearing. Now under the feet, the energy flow narrows down slightly. We'll take care of that. So pulling out the sand that we just broke up. And now from your infinite soul and the most beloved divine, pulling in more fresh light, nourishing you and healing you and strengthening you, pulling in into the soul star, over the bridge, washing through the entire vessel, coming through the feet, and as it's leaving the base of your feet, connecting to the earth star, every photon spiraling down leaves a trail of light in its wake, thus strengthening and filling up the bridge. Perfectly clean at about 60% maximum right now. Let's start building it up. 70, 90, reconstruction complete. Okay, so in terms of energy hygiene and the well-being of your body and energy structure, you were in an outstanding state. So from my humble perspective, I would like to give you a strong confirmation for the efficacy of what you do. It works really well. And I'm getting goosebumps again as I speak the truth. My body reacts. Yes, you're doing an amazing job. Your energy is pristine. And now, so the only thing that we did was fully reconstruct. It will make your job a little easier. It was working perfect, but now it's just going to be easier, as if you have an more unobstructed path of light, pulling in more from your soul and anchoring it easier into the earth. But even without this, you are good, pretty good. Now, thanks to you, you have foreseen the need for upgrades, 2 big upgrades. The Jade Gate, memories of entire libraries accessible to you, and also this enhancement in the higher heart I have never seen. Both are now in place and working in perfection. You don't need to do anything special. With many clients I tell them, oh, drink lots of water, rest, avoid spicy food, avoid spicy people, but you already do that very well.
Yes.
So nothing special. You see, you're already at that stage where you are completely aware of what is going on, and what is needed, and so on. So it's we're good. It's like one of those fillings where you can start eating immediately. You can start immediately. No special care needed. And so the heart, okay, the higher heart, it's also interacting with the vibration of the other colors or energies in your aura, strengthening them even further. The effects of this, increasing the presence and range. So you described for me that these different lights, these different frequency of light or fire are present. They are very much so present in you also, even with a greater range and strength. This is what I strive for. Everything, everywhere, but now in a much more consolidated fashion. More strength, more viscosity, with more effect. Just more.
Mm-hmm. And I'm getting what's going on with the blue jay colony that's around you, with the blue jays, because you're doing something with blue jays.
They are my honored companions, my connection. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so basically they are my connection to spirit. Part of my shamanic kit, I used to have one in my hat, but then it started getting dirty, and I said, no, I don't want it to get dirty. It's too precious. But yes, very much so. They're my connection to spirit. When you would probably have something similar, so I'm just going to describe the process. When spirit wishes to speak, they don't just kick the door open and start going on. They invite you. And so this happens in different ways. And when I have access to nature, it is this bird that calls. So, for example, if I'm driving with the windows down, I hear the chirping. And so they're very abundant here in the UK. And I say, okay, I get the message. There needs to be a discussion. So I park safely, leave the car, sit down, and then they connect. So it is very much so a matter of protocol. And I take this also as the same message that now you are conveying to me, that there is a meeting waiting to begin. I'm going to connect and see. There's a sort of like a happy kind of celebratory energy. Hey, you've been a good boy. Goody, goody, goo.
Like a pot of gold that's coming in, and this pot of gold, they'll discuss it with you.
Okay, I'd prefer payment in cheesecake.
Just like the vibrancy of the pot of gold, just this
Yes,
vibrant
please.
energy.
Lifetime supply of cheesecake. That would be.
But there's a meeting with like 20 blue jays
Yeah.
waiting for you. As you were doing the heart thing upgrade, I was like, there's 20 blue jays that are waiting for him somewhere
Oh
out
boy,
there.
oh boy. Yes, they've been telling me, yes, something's coming. Be patient. And I'm going.
Yeah. But I'm like seeing a colony of 20 blue jays flying around your head, like energetically. It kept reverberating, blue jays, blue jays.
Or maybe it's like in the cartoons when Tom and Jerry, you hit the other one on the head and then the birds start flying.
Yeah, but no, they're like flying around your head, all around you in nature, in your home, in your energy, and they're not going away.
You know, it's my understanding is very much so. It is the combination of what we're both bringing. You would be able to see this from space, basically. Such enormous radiance. And so I think they're just interested also, hey, what's going on here then? What are you guys doing? And so I don't think they're going to leave. Now that they're here, they might as well get on with it. I've been waiting.
So they'll have a meeting with you.
Yes. Cheesecake. Cheesecake, that's all I'm going to say.
Or a lot of blue jay feathers as well. You might be making a new something with feathers.
Yes.
Blue
That
feathers,
resonates.
like
That resonates. Oh man, I'm just getting the image. Yes. Because you see, there are those that source these ethically. And so it's not harming the bird. Of course, they lose feathers like we lose hair, and so they pick these up,
yes,
and you can find them on even Etsy. So yes,
yes.
I'm going to. Wow! Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for that. This is now I know what it is. You see, many shamanic instruments come to you. You don't go looking for them. They come, and sometimes they kick the door open too. So yes, all these things, these bowls and rattles and whatnot, and Tibetan daggers and different wands and crystals and whatnot, they all come. This is now waiting to be created. And I'm seeing a radial configuration of the feathers pointing outwards, very delicately bound in the center. And this will give me greater ability for portal work. But why the need for this? I'm already doing the thing. They say, you'll see. Okay, I'll trust. I trust. Okay.
They say greater balance for the efficiency of expanding the energy.
Enhancement. Like, yeah.
reaching outwards, like the roundness of the circle going. This, what you'll create, will expand the energy tenfold,
Understood. Oh, yes,
like that,
absolutely so.
going out like that. Instead
Wow.
of just a circle of the portal frequency you're working with, it's expanding the circle and opening up the energy frequency more.
Wow. What a and it's a tiny little thing I'm seeing because these
Hmm.
feathers are really really small, like probably the size of a maybe two
Hmm.
joints of your pinky. So it's a tiny little device.
But what it expands, the energy of energy expansion is tenfold of the smallness of it.
Okay, that's my cheesecake.
Yes, your cheesecake.
Oh wow, yes. Yay. I'm super happy.
Good. As you were expanding this, I'm like, I have to tell him about the blue jays. There's something about these blue jays. They're not going to go away until the message is heard and delivered.
Acknowledged and I receive with humility and gratitude. Yes, consider it done. I mean, I've got the bug. Now that I've got the bug, it's going to be done. I have no other way. You know, when you get the bug, you got to do it.
Exactly. I mean, these tools help us energetically, physically, and it'll expand your portal work 10 times.
How elegant. I'm just now just looking at the final design. I would have never thought of it consciously. It's not something I would think of on a daily basis whatsoever. But now seeing it, I understand why. Because you see, every feather has little strings or strands.
Hmm.
And in this organic harmony of pattern and color, and then the organic and harmonious configuration of the feathers, it becomes a very certain device. Now,
Yes.
blessed from the other side, spirit giving the design. This is something very powerful. Hey, when I finish it, I'm going to send you a final,
Image. Yes, please. I love seeing these things.
oh wow. So
Beautiful.
this is amazing. Thank you for mentioning that. This is the amazing thing about this kind of co-creation and harmonious work, that we are so much better with each other. We are so strong with each other. Together we are strong.
Yes,
And
indeed.
it's such a privilege to come to know you, my esteemed friend. And I think that this friendship goes a long way back. And I bless it, may it go a long way into the future in many ways.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. And you have a way of seeing from the golden akasha people's soul frequency, like their energy, what they've done, what they're meant to do, and the purpose of the soul divine. That is a strength and a gift you have.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's so we have to be sort of diplomatic and very gentle with the information presented from the Akashic records. Many lifetimes are not the best. So there's no point in saying, okay, in such and such era, you died of such and such. Okay, what's the benefit? And so therefore going all the way back to the very start, it's before all this was said and done and happened, and people really powerfully resonate with this. They recognize the truth of it. That, oh yes, that's where I come from. Oh, that's what I'm doing, by the way. Oh yes, now I know what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So I like, going to that level. A lot of time it's not straightforward. The link to that information is buried. So
Yes.
thus combining it with the healing, the shamanic ways of removing these obstacles and stagnant energies and so on. But yes, I'm going to very, very carefully meditate on what we said and did today. There's, I believe, a gift that we have given each other of greater expansion and certainty and confirmation.
I believe so as well. It's a gift of humbleness and experience and connection.
You know
And
what? If I can source enough feathers, I'm going to make you one.
oh, I'm grateful for yourself. Make it for yourself first.
Okay.
Work with it because
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it's
go for a
really a
little.
gift to you. It's not for me, it's for you.
Okay, but if it turns out to be a cool ride, I'll send you one.
I don't need one. It's for you. It's your pure
Okay.
joy. It's for you. Send me a picture. That's all I
I will.
need.
I will. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's your divine device. I'm also trained as a Native American shaman, so I make my own things as well. And this is really for you to expand that energy.
Absolutely.
I have so many feathers already in my medicine room, and I collect myself. Like the birds always drop them for me to pick
Yes.
up.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
always
Yes.
pick
Yes.
up the feathers and I just create something natural. Like I just put them in a jar and something and it looks like a smudger of some
Oh,
kind.
amazing. 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 Amazing.
And
Yeah, I've
they're
got
not
to.
tied with anything. They're just in a jar and they look like a fan.
I think you will approve of the outcome of what I'm going to make. I've
Oh, I
already got
will.
different types of ideas of, jewelry cement and how to place them perfectly. I'm already going on it on a tangent here, but
You have your cheesecake. And I always say to people, I don't need a duplication of it. I just need to see the satisfaction of what you're doing with it. That's
so I'll send
the,
you a picture of me having my
yes,
cheesecake.
exactly. That moment of pure joy of
Yes, yeah.
it working with you.
I,
That's
I'm
the
I'm I'm super goofy, like super happy. I do suffer from exaggerated happiness, but yes, not such a.
but it's your mode of creation and continuation and love on this planet.
Yep.
Because your soulmate is not on this planet. Like you've never found that one soulmate. So you find the joy of being with people and
Yes.
happiness. Because
Yes.
you've
Yes.
looked for your soulmate on this planet, but that vibration has not been through meeting physical people. So you connect with others, and that's your joy, your laughter, your happiness. Because again, I'm picking up there's like you've tried relationships, but it's like that one person is not here.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, so
Believe
that's
me, I've
also
tried.
and that's what I pick up from your soul as well. Like you've tried your best, but you've come to the understanding, not in this lifetime. It's beyond the human frequency.
So true. So true. And that was a kind of a very emotional remembrance where in communication with another part of my consciousness, infinite self, that yes, you've chosen so. Nobody, not in this lifetime. And yes, that is an immense understanding. Yeah, I was kind of upset about it for a while. But now looking, I'm kind of like doing really well, doing what I love. And there's so much cheesecake to go around. So yeah, that
Mhm.
keeps me happy.
And I'm in a similar position where I know my soulmate is not on this planet. So
The
and
energy
I
is way too unique. And
yes,
there's not that many of our kind doing these very specific roles. And
yes.
so you know what? I think there might be, vacation lifetimes in between, where, in some domain or dimension of existence, the union does occur, but I don't think it's here.
No, not and I've tried to connect to people's frequency, but I don't see that level of existence of the soulmate. And I will not just engage for the sake of a human experience
Yes.
because it creates its own disconnect, and I would rather not
Yes.
hold that
Yes.
energy. And I think you and I have
Right.
both tried
Right.
it,
Right.
and we're like, hold your own sacred heart, hold your frequency, and be of joy to yourself and others.
Agreed. What can I say? You're right.
That's just what your soul shows me. Like you
Yes. Yes.
found your
Yes. Thank
inner
you. Thank you.
laughter,
Thank you.
joy,
Thank you.
happiness. It's not by trying to put yourself together with a person to be with a person. It has to be the right soul frequency that's just not on this planet, and it's okay.
Hey, maybe that's what the feathers are for. Reaching
Open up.
wherever the.
Exactly, like
Yeah,
that portal frequency and helping you to expand the frequencies 10 times outward than what the normal portal is, which is like this.
yes, yes, yes. Very,
Hmm.
very, very accurate. Well, thank you. I would have never thought of it myself, and for some reason it needed your. Hey, you're the key. What did I tell you, my friend? You just unlocked this new level for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you and your beautiful healing, your frequency, your genuine compassion towards others, and helping people to see the frequency of joy.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And so I'm going to wait for a little bit for the Zoom to process, and I'll put it on my Google Drive and send you a download link immediately.
Yes,
And
please.
I would love to share your information where people may find you, websites, and so on.
Beautiful. I'll send it to you and send yours to me as well, because I'd love to
Absolutely.
put this on my channel and share your information as well.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
And
much.
have a really, really beautiful day.
You as well.
Much
Blessings.
love. Take care of yourself. All the
You
very
as
best to
well.
you. Take care. Bye
You
bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye.